have a package from the world-renowned Cognee. This is a company formed by a gentleman named Emmanuel, and he is a fine proprietor of axes and tools. This is a new axe that Rinaldi has sent Cognee. Wow. Look at that handle. Beautiful. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Look at this. Look. Now this is far lower than you would find a handle curved, a North American handle. We would have our curve way down at the bottom. Not midway through the axe, and this is interesting. I'm very curious about it because I do find I want to choke down halfway on an axe quite frequently, but our handles don't really contemplate that use. We've got a couple of things. He did say he was sending something for my boys, which is, oh, that's cool. They're gonna love that. They're gonna absolutely love that. Look at that Rinaldi. All right, we've got the Rinaldi catalog, made in Italy. Now, one thing I was able to confirm from Emmanuel, he actually visited, he actually visited the Rinaldi Forge a couple months ago, and this is what I love about the modern axe world. You have proprietors like Emmanuel who are really educating themselves on what makes a product what it is. And he's able to go visit it and check it out in person. Now look at that. These are the presses, the forges. Call them what you will, that are used by Rinaldi. This is very, very similar to what Holtzbrook. Let's see, is that the right way? To what Holtzbrook and Gransforsbrook use. They have various stations you can see in here, and at these various stations there will be a different function performed, such as drawing out the bit lengthwise, drawing it out height-wise, punching the eye. Okay, really neat here. Got some forging equipment, digging bar. I mean, they are a full-service forge. Very cool. I love this, and here's where they're at. They are, let's see, there's Rome, so they're, via Rome. Okay, very cool. So they're up in the north of Italy there with Emmanuel. Go to lacognee.ca, and then you can translate over to English. Oh, here's his sharpening stones. I have 2 of the sharpening stones, and they're absolutely amazing. This is the agate that is in these stones that make them cut steel. Really interested to read about this. The history of mining in the Belgian Ardennes goes back to 1625. Wow, amazing. But of course the Romans would have known about the sharpening stones. Really, really cool. Oh, they have a soft Arkansas and a blue Belgian combination stone. That is incredible. I wonder where they get their Arkansas stones from. Now, okay. So he sent this on the 12th of August, Anno Domini 2024. Dear Urban Lumberjack, I'm happy to ship you this Tomahawk Model America from the Italian forge B.R. Rinaldi for you to review it. If I'm not mistaken, I think that I saw somewhere that you wanted to try this hatchet for a while. So here it is. That's very true. Okay, you will find in this package 1 ash slit fit handle. Yes. Okay, so this is ash. 1 Tomahawk Model 302 NO, a belt holder. Is that what this is? Oh, okay, so that's not just a packing slip here. We've got a belt holder, and let me find the tape. All right. Really cool, check that out. So this goes over the belt. That's super neat. I love that. Looks extremely functional. Now, the problem that I have seen in the past with my leather tool holders, because I have made a number of belt holders out of leather, is the leather sticks. So this being metal, I think has a lot of advantages. Look at that. This is cool. I love this idea so much. Now this isn't forged. This would be punched. Really, really cool. I love that idea. Okay, so let's see here. A paper version catalog of all Rinaldi tools. I presume that you might like to look at this. Okay, yes, exactly. And he really does forecast what I'm interested in, which to me shows that he's got a very good finger on the pulse of what an axe user what a modern axe user would be interested in. I looked at the additional tools that he added to what he sells, because he doesn't sell everything that Rinaldi sells. It's kind of a curated selection. And like with those log dogs, that's exactly that's the next step. You know, you get your first axe, you split some wood, you chop some trees. Kind of after that, if you're still passionate about it, if you still want to explore, you kind of get into hewing. And if you're going to get into hewing, log dogs are a must. So I take this opportunity to invite people to write to me if they ever wish for an article that is not yet available on La Cognee's website. It is always a pleasure to take special orders, and he will do that. So, you know, I'm interested in that forest knife, and I might send him a message and say, hey, can you order a couple of that? I'll pick up one of them. From now, okay, as for the hatchet, the handle is raw. Very cool. Rinaldi's new handle supplier doesn't varnish or put any finish on the handle. Nice. I love the weight to strength ratio for ash. It's solid, but as thin as it is, it feels very light and capable. It feels like you could swing that all day. Okay, from now on, the axe head could be sold with an unhanged raw slip fit ash handle to fix and finish by yourself. I love that idea. A kind of DIY like you have, or as a hafted axe with the same original slip fit handle finished with boiled linseed oil. Okay, so he's given a bunch of options. You can either buy just the head with an unfinished handle, or the head with a finished handle. That's fantastic. More options is amazing. I hope that I could pretty soon offer a third option with new handles made in Canada with different lengths for the same axe model. And that's amazing. Because like with this Milano, in particular with these Rinaldi slip fit axes, the biggest advantage that they have over any other axe on the market today is the removable handles. Sorry if that was loud. I'm trying not to be too loud here, but still get it off. Removable handles. There are a lot of new products on the website, so don't hesitate to go and take a look. Emmanuel, thank you so much for all your work, and God bless you. Okay, well, God bless you too, Emmanuel. All this stuff is really nicely packaged. What? It comes with a mask. Well, that was really nice. I know that the masks, these things are not cheap. Look at that leather. This is. Oh yeah, okay. I mean, this I can tell you without doing any further analysis based on my purely knowledge of leather is unbelievable quality. The rough grinding. Now, Rinaldi uses 55 SI7 steel, which is fantastic quality. Now, one thing that I do for all of my new axes, and I have found it to be enough of a benefit that I don't even I don't even check before I do it because every new axe that's unhung needs this. And this is the big benefit, another big benefit of purchasing a Rinaldi axe. Because they are slip fit, you can address any deficiencies in the eye before you hang it, and you don't have to unhang it to do this. There are so many axes that I have purchased over the years that get loose because they have a nasty shelf on the bottom, and then you're stuck. What are you going to do? You got to either wait until it gets loose enough to bug you, or you have to rehang it, and then you're risking damaging your. You can do it carefully, but there's still a risk to tune this up. Look at that. Now, I am going to need to touch up that bit, which I prefer it when they kind of leave an unground bit. I find if, you know, the factories that put a really fine edge on the axes, I think they burn the steel more often than not, because their incentive is to grind as many as possible to get them out the door. My incentive is to keep the bit as cool and as unburnt as possible. I got some Italian seasoning in my coffee here. It's just iron. It's good for the body. So 55 Si7 has a lot of silicon and a lot of manganese. That makes it super, super tough. And I'm actually going to test how hard it is with my hardness files. I know. And we're going to throw that on the axe here. Okay, so 66, wow, okay. 60 cuts, but I wouldn't say that it bites. You know, it doesn't, I mean, sometimes with a much softer axe, it just really, really digs in there. This is 55. Okay, all right, so this axe is, as you can see from the file, this is 55, and it doesn't cut at all anywhere. In fact, it doesn't even leave a mark. Sometimes it'll just barely leave a mark. This slides right across, so you know it's significantly harder than 55. You know, the range is actually 55 to 57. So 60 cuts, but that's 60 to 62. Because the 60 cuts, I mean, I'm going to say it's, you know, and these ranges, I don't use the ranges because to me it's, I mean, technically it means if the 60 cuts, it could be 60 to 62. If the 55 cuts, it could be 55 to 57. I don't mess with that because it's just easier for me to assume that this is 55 and this is 60. It's all an approximation anyways. This axe right here is in the high 50s. Which is just as hard as my Swedish axes. It's just as hard as a lot of my vintage axes are in this high 50s range. It's probably 57 or 58. If I had to guess, it wouldn't be less than 56, and it's probably not 59. So I'm going to guess it's 57 or 58, and that is excellent. Now, at some point, I am going to send Emmanuel some of this axe oil. I have not used it on ash yet. This is linseed oil, pine tar, the good kind of pine tar, the pine tar without creosote. And it's just such a nice stain protectant. Look at what that does for the handle. And it's you know, it's a natural stain. I mean, it's not even really a stain. Guys have been mixing pine tar and linseed oil for, you know, I mean, thousands of years. But what makes this different is that I boiled down and concentrated oak bark tannins, which really give it the color. The pine tar will give it a little bit of color, but the oak bark tannins are what really colors the handle. And that ash takes a stain really, really nicely. Look at that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and throw that on there. Let's see, am I going to be in frame here? All right. All right. It does need to be just a little bit thinner on the sides. But once we do this, excuse me. All right, so here we are. Now, it would be fine without going through these steps, but because I can, I'm going to. Maybe I'm getting greedy, but I just want that last little bit of fit. And what's going to happen is, as I use this and smack it and chop and split, it's going to naturally work its way up. And so I don't want to trim this off just yet. I've found in doing that, I've regretted it because the axe is naturally going to work its way up just a little bit. And so it seems like it's too much, but it's really not. You know, give it a couple weeks of use and it's going to be just fine. Now, if you really go to town and start smacking it, you're going to end up sending it up and then back down further than you were. And so to finish it off, I just want to do nice, kind of light. That video was from August of 2024 when I shot it, and I want to say thank you very much to Emmanuel, who gave me the time when I needed it to put that video out there. And I felt real bad about how long it took me to sit down and get this done and get this video out there. But Emmanuel has been really patient and given me a lot of space to do that because I needed it. This fall and winter has been a doozy for my family and I. I feel like we are just now coming around the other side of it. I mean, so much has happened since the fall, but I mean, we've had 2 hurricanes. We're having a winter storm right now. I've taken this Rinaldi Tomahawk on probably 2 or 3 camping trips with more to come. And I really enjoy this axe. I really do. This is a trade style axe. This is actually very similar to the pattern, the actual pattern that would have been brought over by the early Europeans to trade with the natives in the 16 and 1700s. So what it is an axe that's going to be light and fairly capable. I really don't feel weighed down by this axe. We did a lot of hiking on 2 of the trips in particular, lots of hiking. We're going up mountains. We went to see the headwaters of some streams and look for some decent places to trout fish. That axe is just heavy enough and it's just light enough. I love it. It really is barely noticeable on my hip. It doesn't kind of weigh my belt or my pants down, and that's pretty rare for an axe that is as capable as that Rinaldi Tomahawk. So it's an excellent axe. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend La Cognee. There are a few places that I routinely go, not only for really good products, but for really good people, and La Cognee is one of those people. I really appreciate everybody out there that supports the people that support me because it's very important to me. I'm trying to responsibly leverage the channel in a way that maintains my purpose and what I want to do. And I can't go out and do that with just anybody. Anybody else out there would, they want to push product. They want to sell you product you might not need. They want to sell you product that might not be a great value for what it is. With Emmanuel, I feel like you never have to deal with that. He's just a man of integrity, a shop with integrity, and I've heard from a lot of people that have ordered the Belgian Bluestones, the Milano, a number of other axes they've all been extremely satisfied with La Cognee. The shipping is so reasonable, you guys. I'd first thought that because he's in Canada, the shipping would be an arm and a leg. It's not. It's actually the same cost, or in several cases cheaper than where I can order things from people in the States. So the shipping is really no obstacle. About the hardest thing about it is they have a French and an English option. So you've got to click English if you are an English speaker, and French if you speak French. That's about the only trick to La Cognee. But if you can master that, if you can click the button, you've got a wonderful axe retailer at your fingertips. I've been checking out the La Cognee website. They have a number of really cool axes coming. I have an axe that I ordered from them that is on its way to me right now. They're carrying Joker knives now. I've done at least one video on Joker knives. Amazing value. They use 14C28N steel, which is made in Sweden it's Sandvik steel. If you ever hear somebody say Sandvik steel, that's what that steel is. It is just truly wonderful steel for the money. I'm going to make a bold statement, but I stand beside it. Joker makes the best knife for the money out there on the market right now that I'm aware of. And Emmanuel is carrying several models
of those Joker knives. They're just fantastic. And like I mentioned in the video, he takes orders. So if you want something from Rinaldi, he can get it for you. If you want something from Joker, I mean, he can also do that. So check out La Cognee. If you support the channel, I really appreciate people that support the people that support my channel. So kind of have a symbiotic relationship going here, but at the heart of it really is a love for the craft and maintaining integrity and our values and you know, being in this culture that is filled with consumerism, but not letting that affect us in a way that is negative. So I appreciate everybody out there, especially if you made it this far. Happy New Year, God bless, and I'll see you for the next one.